lot of boxing, a lot of sparring, all the physical straining, running, lifting weights. That's beautiful. But you need to practice on what you have to do, and you have to box. So you should do as much boxing as possible leading up to the fight.
Who am I? You know, who am I to the people? You know, I have a kid now, like I said before. Honestly, it's just that fatherhood time. You know, I haven't yet spent much more time with my son as I would want to. And he'll understand that as he gets older. If I can see, like, how can I change and how can I give my son more knowledge rather than luxury things, then I'm gonna do that. You know, and the take back is really just about inspiring others like we always do, and grabbing everything, becoming a two-time undisputed world champion, breaking history and making more records, doing things that people have yet to see. And I'm just grateful to even be here, honestly.
You're hitting the bag, right? I see you hitting them when you walk. I want you to do like this. Boom, 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 boom. You keep for boom, 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 boom. How long you can do that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. A combination, boom, like punch, boom, 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 boom.
And of course, hard work pays off. So this is where it shows. And yeah, man, I think that's the hardest part, though, is taking it all in. I think that's the hardest part, taking it all in. Because I want more. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied yet. I need more.
What else more you want? What is more boxing can give you?
I need to put my foot in their neck, Mike.
Oh, you want to hurt people?
I want to hurt them.
That's a good one.
You know why? You know what I love about you, Mike? Is that right there. You always wanted your foot on their neck. Yeah. And I love that because it's the best feeling, man.
That's what the believe it or not, that's what the people want.
Yeah, of course.
People want that.
Yeah, of course. People want that. Have you ever felt like boxing suddenly turns into a chess game? Every move matters, and everyone around the fight is trying to win, not just inside the ring, but also in the story being told. That's the feeling right now. The viral clip shows one main thing: Mike Tyson showing up at Teofimo Lopez's training camp. He's working with him, running drills, and even teaching him some of the classic peekaboo boxing style that Tyson was famous for.
I just say to God, I need your help here. Because I'm about to do something that you know I'm not built to do, and that's quit.
When you watch the footage, you understand right away. It shows Iron Mike training Lopez, working on reflexes, slip moves, and counterpunches. You can feel the confidence and experience of someone who has been at the very top of boxing. This is not just a short appearance. These clips are being shared again and again on social media. They clearly show that Mike Tyson is passing his experience to help prepare Teofimo Lopez for his fight. Now let's change the focus. After those training sessions, something unexpected happened. Mike Tyson started talking about Shakur Stevenson. Tyson is never shy about sharing his opinion. Some of his words sounded like praise, but with a warning inside. He complimented Stevenson's skill and boxing intelligence. At the same time, he was very direct about how hard it is to deal with a fighter like Teofimo Lopez at this level. That mix of respect and a reality check is why Tyson's comments hit so hard on social media. If you're Shakur Stevenson, hearing Mike Tyson say, "I respect you, but don't get too comfortable," creates serious pressure and makes you pay attention.
Do you recognize this energy?
Energy is beautiful, but we need something to match it. We need some.
Can't nobody match this energy, Mike. Come on.
I know, but you're looking at it, and this used to be a space that you lived in.
There's no doubt about it. That's why I'm getting excited with the other opponent.
Mike's just an instigator at this point. He just wants to instigate it. I love it.
Yeah, but you know, I think the biggest thing about it though is that guys like yourself, legends, I call it, is you guys paved the way. And I appreciate the sport so much, but there was one thing that you had once said, it's like, the way I love the sport, it could hurt you though, because it could break your heart many times.
Oh, many times.
And that's what it's been doing.
Man.
You know, I love it, I love the sport, but my biggest thing now, my goal is not about, yes, the financial funds and all that, absolutely. Get paid, we risk our lives. But the whole thing is about making the fights happen.
Now let's change the focus. After those training sessions, something unexpected happened. Mike Tyson started talking about Shakur Stevenson. Tyson is never shy about sharing his opinion. Some of his words sounded like praise, but with a warning inside. He complimented Stevenson's skill and boxing intelligence. At the same time, he was very direct about how hard it is to deal with a fighter like Teofimo Lopez at this level. That mix of respect and a reality check is why Tyson's comments hit so hard on social media. If you're Shakur Stevenson, hearing Mike Tyson say, "I respect you, but don't get too comfortable," creates serious pressure and makes you pay attention. Let's be honest. When Mike Tyson, the man who changed boxing with his power and fear factor, takes time to train a young fighter like Teofimo Lopez, it means a lot. First, it changes the story around Lopez. It shows he's not just working hard, he's learning old-school boxing skills that have been tested in real fights. Second, it makes opponents unsure. Tyson's peekaboo style is all about strong defense, sharp counters, and perfect timing. That style is very dangerous for a fighter who depends on single big shots and quick pressure. In short, Lopez comes out of those sessions as a different fighter than when he went in.
The further you pull your hand back, the harder you punch, but it's not. Punching comes with relaxation, real good pinpoint accuracy punching. You can hit a guy with pop and boom.
So where does Shakur Stevenson fit into all of this? If you enjoy boxing stories, it looks like an interesting triangle. Stevenson is the smooth defensive boxer, Lopez is the confident fighter with explosive power, and Mike Tyson is the
my IQ and the level that I'm
quietly helping Lopez improve.
honestly.
Tyson's comments do two things at once. They respect Stevenson's skills, but they also suggest that Lopez may fight in a smarter and different way than people expect. That kind of mental pressure matters. In big fights, momentum often starts before the first punch, based on what the fighters believe about each other.
Yes, sir. Last three.
Let's talk about the details. This is how Mike Tyson's involvement could really affect the fight. Shakur Stevenson's biggest strengths are controlling distance, moving his head, and smoothly turning defense into offense. He fights with great timing and makes small, smart adjustments in the ring. You can think of Shakur like a watchmaker. Every move is precise. He uses small gaps, perfect timing, and smart positioning to outbox his opponents.
He knows the in and out about fighting, and it's just that we have to transfer that because he's using his legs and elbows and everything and grabbing. So we kind of, I don't know, did a new foundation and made him more elusive. You know, made him more elusive. He throws his punches with just bad intentions. And I just believe the consistency.
Now let's talk strategy. Shakur Stevenson's best plan is to use distance, keep jabbing, change angles, and frustrate Lopez until he makes mistakes. This plan depends on Lopez getting impatient and overcommitting. But imagine Lopez now with better head movement and quick, tight counter punches. Suddenly, Stevenson may not have as much space as he wants. Tyson's coaching doesn't guarantee anything. No one is saying Lopez will become a legend overnight. But even small improvements could take away some of Stevenson's comfort and force him into dangerous exchanges he would rather avoid. That's why Mike Tyson's warning matters. It's not just talk. It's a reminder that this fight is still very much in play.
So you have to have a constant attack. You can't go out there toe-to-toe slugging. You got to cut him off, chase him.
Cut the ring off.
Yeah.
I think he's got good footwork.
He has good speed, too.
He's got great speed. He's got great power.
Now let's look at the human side of it. When Mike Tyson gives a warning about Shakur Stevenson, it's also a smart media move. It creates headlines and gets everyone talking, fans, experts, and the fighters themselves. This isn't personal or negative, it's part of boxing. Experienced legends often speak like this about younger fighters because it builds hype and sells the fight. It also puts mental pressure on the fighters to stay sharp. If Stevenson sees this on social media, he has two options. He can use it to motivate himself, or he can let it affect his focus. Most champions choose motivation. They turn the noise into harder training and more focused preparation. History shows that great fighters use doubt to prepare better, not to distract themselves. This is where fans and analysts start to have fun. Some people wonder if Mike Tyson's involvement is partly for show. Could Lopez's team be using Tyson to create mental pressure for Shakur Stevenson? Maybe. Boxing is about the mind as much as it is about punches. A viral clip of Tyson leaning in and teaching Lopez makes Stevenson and his team react, either publicly or quietly. And how they react shows their strategy. Do they release sparring clips? Do they talk more about Shakur's defense in interviews? The battle on social media becomes another round of the fight. There is new training footage from Shakur's camp too. But don't misunderstand this. None of this takes away from Stevenson's skills. He has elite movement, great timing, and stays calm under pressure. He has beaten top fighters by outboxing them, and his team knows how to build a game plan around his strengths. Tyson's comments are not a prediction of disaster. They are simply a warning to stay sharp. It's like a coach saying, respect the danger. And champions love that kind of reminder. They turn it into focus and discipline.
Cool gonna beat your head. Put that in there.
Loosen up a little bit. Shadow boxing, get some sparring. Maybe about 8 to 10 rounds. And
everybody talking about Teo gonna win. Y'all all know that he gonna win, bro. Shakur actually fight accurate people, like not bums. Like he fought Oscar Valdez. Tate pulled out the fight because he's scared. Ryan Garcia is scared. Like they all scared. Even Devin Haney. Shakur gonna stop him. This easy. That's so easy. Y'all already know the question. Shakur on top.
That was a good fucking job.
I don't know. It ain't like I said. Your boxing get better by the hour, okay? Soon, you'll be undefeated.
Niggas all be just sitting back. Like, you saw him waiting though, right?
Okay, let's get interesting. Predicting who will win is fun, but the real story is the human drama. A legendary boxer is mentoring a rising star, and that legend is also publicly sizing up a very skilled fighter like Stevenson. It's classic boxing drama. Past meets present, ego meets skill, and the media adds excitement. On fight night, all the speculation and social media chatter will either matter or just become background noise. The bell decides the fight, but the build-up matters too. Tyson's training clips and warnings have already made the story more interesting. It just adds more layers to the drama.
It all works hand in hand. It flows like water, as Bruce Lee says. And let me tell you, Tyson Fury said it doesn't matter if he has Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, and Mike Tyson training him. The fact of the matter is, all of those three combined are a novelty of the cuss style, of a boxing style that Mike knows like the back of his hand. And
So, what should viewers pay attention to in the fight? First, watch how Lopez moves after training with Tyson. Look for tighter defense, fewer risky moves, and smarter, more compact attacks. Second, see if Stevenson's precise footwork gets challenged. Can Lopez close the distance more easily, or does Stevenson find clever angles to stay in control? Third, notice the mental game.
My IQ and the level that I'm on, honestly,
exchanges will show a lot. If Tyson's coaching shows up early in Lopez's style, that will become the main story in the press afterward.
Right fight for you, Teo?
The best fight in the best. And I think that since, you know, after a tremendous performance by Crawford against Canelo, you see that type of fight and the magnitude it brings, you know, you want to emulate it.
You could have fought anybody as well. 135, look for unification. For you, why was this the right one?
If you look in and around my weight class, I can't get the other big fighters to get in the ring. So you got to go to somebody who's willing to do it, and he was willing to do it, so now we're here.
What do you think of Shakur, his style?
Great fighter, good fighter. He knows how to fight, he knows how to box inside, outside. He knows how to use his lateral movement. So I think that all those things I need in order to enhance my skill sets and also to challenge myself, because we can't say we are the best if we don't see it or look for it or even go out there and test it.
You've been critical of him, though, over recent months. Like you said he had the power of a 6-year-old at one point on social media. You did, yeah. You had a lot of tweets over there.
I don't even remember. Dang. I don't even know what I'd be doing.
But you seem to believe that 140 may be a bridge too far for him, a step too far for him.
Shakur was honestly the most flawless from 123 all the way down to 114. Since then, he's had his shares of victories. I think 135 was his top tier. 140, I think we just gotta wait and see. You know what I mean? And for him to even come up.
The first few exchanges in the fight will reveal a lot. If Tyson's coaching shows in Lopez's style early, that will be the main story in the news. But here's the reality check. Clips and reputation don't win fights. Preparation does. Tyson's presence adds drama and story, but it doesn't decide the outcome. What matters is if Lopez has truly learned from those lessons, if Stevenson's team adapts, and if both fighters execute their plans on fight night. That's the real drama of boxing. All the talk is just background noise until the bell rings and the fighters tell the story themselves.
Going up to the 40s, I was already at 40.
Yeah, for sure.
So you see that 10-pound gap, I was thinking I was probably gonna move up to 47 a little bit.
Seeing me, you think I'm smaller in person, or like, what do you think?
I know nothing.
Okay.
I know nothing, man.
I think that was your angle with Lomachenko. Like, I felt like you knew how little Lomachenko was, and you kind of capitalized off of that.
Heck no.
This is the kind of story that makes Fight Week so exciting. You get smart boxing moves, drama, and a chance to see young fighters grow under the guidance of legends. Mike Tyson warning Shakur Stevenson after training with Teofimo Lopez is exactly the kind of headline that makes everyone pay attention. So grab your snacks, clear your schedule, and enjoy the messy, thrilling chaos that only boxing can give. Who wins? The bell will decide, but the buildup is already a story worth watching. If you
to bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him.